Hello, welcome to today's live stream. I always feel nervous when I haven't gone live for ages, so I was just waiting for it to connect. Okay, so welcome. So in today's live stream, I am going to talk to you about the big mission stuff because it occurred to me I don't talk about this enough, and I'm so fired up to share this with you. The things that in this lifetime I'm here to take a stand for, myself personally, through my business, the Awake Revolution, what it's really here for. And I guess the idea is to connect with those of you who really resonate with this. A lot of you are also going to get this, and maybe you're here for similar, and to perhaps repel those people who really would hear this and they just think I'm nuts or crazy, and they don't like or stand for any of this. So this was inspired by an entrepreneurial challenge I've seen floating around. I've never heard of it before, the Fearless 30 challenge. And I don't really do challenges. I never really participate in any of the kind of challenges apart from the ones I set for myself. But I saw this one and I really liked some of the prompts that each day was coming up with. So I thought, oh, I'm going to just jump in and maybe just jump in on some of the ones that I really care about. And today was day one. So this is what I'm doing. So I'm jumping on here to share with you what I'm really taking a stand for in this lifetime. As far as I'm concerned, it's this single lifetime that is built upon all the other previous lifetimes. So I guess for me, the Awake Revolution, it started out, and some of you have been connected with me on here for a while, but it started out as my business, Awake with Passion. Awake with Passion was the first. Well, it wasn't the very first name, it had evolved, but it was Awake with Passion. And it was all about connecting people into what they really care about, right? So it came off the back of me having this long sort of career in the legal profession, having a really massive burnout. And then through my transformation, I really tapped into my soul purpose and the work that I really came here to do. So it started out with maybe helping people maybe coming out of some stress and really connecting in maybe with a career change and really shifting out of that and into a life with passion. And I did that for a few years and it was good, and I learned a lot, and I was evolving and growing. And it was really in 2020 where a lot of people started connecting with me, who connect with me now on this platform, from 2020, when everything in the world hit. And this is where I'm going to get really outspoken with my actual views, because a lot of you are already aware, but I've been quite quiet about them recently, and I think it's just time to just stir it back up. And this is the Fearless 30 challenge. So in 2020, when the pandemic hit, and it was a pandemic, something happened where it was about a month before everything broke out in the news. I got this really, really what I now know is guidance. I didn't know at the time because I wasn't an official channel back then, the way that I channel my team now. And I got this really, really deep download nudge to change my business name. And the thing that came in was the Awake Revolution. And I liked it, but it didn't make full sense. I like the idea of it being a revolution. I like that the word, the energy. Obviously, I had Awake was very important to my business already. So to shift from Awake with Passion to the Awake Revolution wasn't a massive kind of jump. It felt like a big change though. But I was really on board with it. But it just felt, I didn't understand what it was. But I know these nudges, these soul whispers. And because it was so strong in my body, I just did it. So I changed it all officially, registered it properly, and I just went with it. And it wasn't for another maybe 3-4 weeks that all of this stuff hit the world, and we had everything on our television screens telling us that we had this, this virus and this stuff happening and sweeping the world, and fear. And some amazing stuff started happening from March 2020. And I feel like what happened to me happened to a lot of others, maybe you watching, maybe you tuning into the replay. And what started happening was what I now know is like activation. So I started to suddenly receive things in that I didn't know. Like, I remember I went to write this post around some of the stuff that happened in the world, and it started off as a paragraph, and before I knew it, I was channeling, didn't realize it was channeling, but I was channeling through all this information about what was really happening here on the planet. And I was thinking, where the hell did this come from? I did not know this this morning. But as it came through, I could feel the truth of it. I knew that what I was typing was absolutely what was going on. It was almost like the third eye just got cleared or something, and I could suddenly see all these things happening in the world, which is why I now call it plandemic, right? Like many of you do. So that evolved and it came through. And it was from there that I started to really find my voice. I started to share things. And I know so many of you did the same. Drop me a comment here if maybe you did as well. I started to share things. I was just speaking my mind. I lost friends through the process, which was part of the process. I know lots of people really hated what I was saying. Because I can feel energies, especially online. So it was a tough time, but there was something in me. There was a fire. There was a fire that switched on inside of me, and I just could feel my mission being like the dial on it just switching right up, and I could feel myself being stirred up. I could feel my soul kind of clicking into place. I felt this bravery, this courage kick in. I didn't give a shit anymore about what people thought about what I was saying. I was always sharing views, right, since 2015 when I came online, but I was very, very, I think it was quite mouse-like. You know, I have a big heart. I care about what people perceive and feel off my messages. I never want to offend anyone. You know, I was always really careful. Something happened in 2020 where everything I said was being led from my heart, but there was something bigger. There was something bigger that came in that was like, you have to speak and share what you know, irrespective of what people are going to think. And that's what really started off this kind of what I now call my mission-based business. It was very soul-led before that, but 2020 was when it clicked into, this is a mission. And then, as a lot of you know, I was on this journey where I started to go deeper, and that's when I started to channel more. And then there was I wrote about this in my book, Above and Beyond, this whole journey of how it was like one thing led to another, led to another. I had a session, I had this activation, and then, long story short, I end up as a channel, which was never anything that I planned. So I channel, just in case you're new to me, I channel the High Arcturian Council and the High Angelic Realm, and also some other energies as well around money and wealth consciousness. So, which I haven't spoken of that much, but I'm sure I'll get into that. So I started, you know, kind of living as a channel. It changed my whole life. And then what it started to do was really tap me into my mission. And it's very much what I'm here to do, but also part of my mission is to help others activate into theirs. So that's why when I talk about the Awake Revolution, it's like almost like a tagline. I have it on my website, I have it in various places, and I say it where I say I help people drop the baggage, wake up the real you, and revolutionize how you think, feel, live, create to be all of who you came here to be. So what I really take a stand for, a few things, which I'm going to get into quickly now, but it's the inner work, it's the connection to your soul, it's to activate you, to really move people from, maybe they've had a past life, right? Maybe, or maybe there's more to them, to a rock solid knowing that they are a powerful, majestic, expansive soul. And now what I find is all the people that connect with me are bloody well star seeds, light workers, way showers. And so one of the things, the other thing I take a stand for is starting to take out the weirdness around some of these labels, because I know a lot of people still, you know, even I have a bit of a thing around some of these words. But one of my things I want to take a stand for is really bringing this into the mainstream now, and starting to, you know, how do you ever do this where if you're connected into the spiritual kind of ways of living, you know, sometimes we say, oh, it's a bit woo woo, a bit out there. I want to take a stand on eradicating that, because I tell you, one of the biggest programs on this planet has taken the human and separated them from their divine sovereignty, their essence, their soul connection, and they've duped humans into believing that they're just this kind of 3D human being in this physical body. They grow up, they get crappy jobs, get into debt, pay bills, and then die, get ill and older and weaker, and then they die. And this whole bullshit programming around well, no one has a good relationship, relationships are crap, we're all tired and exhausted, we all have pain in our body, and we all drink, and whatever we do, and it's just how it is. And I tell you, it isn't. So one of the things I take a stand for, again, and my whole business, is to break us out of all of that, break us out of all of the bullshit, all of the manipulation that we see in our bullshit media, our Hollywood crap, celebrity worshipping songs, and the lyrics that are embedded with crappy frequencies, disgusting food production. I mean, all of the things that embed pretty much everything that we do here. So my stand in this lifetime is to create, alternatives. It is to help people get so tapped into their power, into their mission, into themselves as a soul. And this includes you watching right now. This includes any of you watching the replay. You are a soul with a vast amount of experience and wisdom. And when you start tapping into that, there is no program on this world that is going to keep you from your power. And this is what we're seeing. And a lot of the message that comes through from my guides is that what we're going to do is we're going to start seeing two worlds. Like, imagine two worlds on this planet. And I've spoken about this a lot. One world is the artificial, fake. We've seen a lot of that. We already know what that looks like. It's going to come in even more in some areas. Artificial, fake, anything that takes you away from nature, anything that takes you away from what is real and good and beautiful and love and of the highest frequency, God, divine source, universe, whatever you want to call it, that energy of love. Beautiful, beautiful, right? Anything around the opposite of that, right? Everything that's inverted, it's artificial, it's fake, it's heavy. And more of you are being more discerning now with all of this. And this other part of the world that we're going to start seeing is the organic, the natural, the powerful, the sovereign, world of freedom, of expansion, of elevation, of pure love, of bliss, of joy, and all the things that actually sound cheesy because this world is so full of programming, right? So when we hear like self-love, maybe a lot of you even still feel like that. It's some, for some people it feels really cheesy. It used to feel like that to me, but actually it's the most powerful damn thing that we could be doing here on this planet. So that's what I take a stand for in the work that I do. And that's why when I work with people, groups, individuals, it is all about kind of releasing all the baggage, right? All the baggage and the programming that we have all picked up through this lifetime, and smashing through that and starting to create more and more souls, one at a time, groups at a time, countries at a time, and really starting to tap people into this magnificent power. Because I tell you, we do get through this. We absolutely do create a very different world. It's inevitable, but it's how long it takes depends on us. How, like, the path we take depends on us. So that's a huge part of what I stand for in everything I do. Like every program I release, every masterclass, free, paid, every offering I put out there, everything on my website, that's all geared towards all of what I've spoken about. And I just don't think I've spoken about it enough. So it was quite kind of timely to see these prompts come up in this challenge, because I thought, yeah, I'm going to jump on here and just start sharing more of this with you, whoever wants to tune in, right, and listen. And the other thing I would want to do over the years, and I consider myself being here on a lifelong mission. So a lot of what I want to do isn't here yet. A lot of the stuff I want to get involved in, I'm not there yet, but it's going to be a lifelong devotion to it. But I tell you, I have massive visions, massive ones, where I want to help lots and lots of industries. I want to create wealth, and I want to create connections, and I want to help other people do the same. My husband Michael, he's here on his mission too. We are very, very much connected, and we have our own individual ones, but we have ones that are very much the same. We are going to create massive systems and structures. And I'm aware, as I'm saying this, it sounds very, idealistic, maybe naive to some people, but maybe perhaps, you'll replay this and listen to this in a few years from now and say, holy shit, she talked about it back then, and look what she's doing now. And I don't say that from an ego place. I'm saying that from a soul a soul place. So that's the vision. And I also want to eradicate homelessness. I'm just going to put that out there as a thing that I've said, because I'm so tired of seeing charities, which is another thing. A lot of charities, as we know now, are absolute bullshit. I'm not saying all charities, of course, but I'm saying a lot of the big ones, the big named charities, are full of shit. They are the worst organizations on this planet. A lot of them are doing the absolute damn opposite of what they say they're doing. The philanthropists, as we know, many of those are far from that. They are absolutely the opposite of that. So I want to create systems, foundations, structures, ways of doing that. And I really am here to make a massive fucking difference. And I don't care how that sounds. I'm very fired up to share that today, because I feel like when we speak it out into the universe, it is received and it is created. So there you go. Nothing less than that. And if we don't dream big, then what's the point? And I'm connecting with more and more of you who are also on your mission. So I want to encourage you to really step into your mission. Some of you don't know what they are yet. So if you're feeling my message, know that that's because you are here on your mission, and maybe it just hasn't dropped in yet. Maybe there's some clearing to do. Maybe it just isn't time for you to receive it yet. That is okay. But for those of you who stick around as well, for those of you who already know that you're on missions, I really want to encourage you to stay the course with them, right? We all have those days where it feels difficult, we doubt it, we question ourselves. I've definitely had dark nights of the soul, so many of them. I've definitely had challenges. I have to continuously do the work on myself to tap into my value, my worth, my mission, what I'm really here for beyond my own bullshit, fears and hang-ups, right? So I want to encourage you to stay the course on your mission. And even if you have visions, dreams, desires that seem so ridiculous, that they seem so impossible, well, there's a reason that you have them. So that's why I wanted to share. Like, I want to eradicate homelessness. I don't want to just contribute money to charities. I don't want to just, you know, I don't want to feed somebody on the street and take a fucking selfie and put it on Facebook, and it's not about that. I want to do something deeper, more meaningful. I really do. And I want to connect with those of you who also feel the same. And even if you don't have a business or you don't know what it looks like, I want to encourage you to stay connected, because there'll be reasons why you're drawn to my message. Because this is what's happening. There are people that will cross people's paths at the exact right time. There's a lot of magic happening. There's a lot of synchronicity. There's a lot of divine timing involved here. So this is why I really want to speak up more about really who I am and why I'm here, because it helps us connect. It helps us to know that also that we're not alone. And if you have big visions, then there's a reason. There's a reason for that. So I wanted to just share one of mine, because I haven't shared it so much. And I tell you, I'll just end with saying this. Another thing I take a stand for is this era, right, that we've had of, I'm going to say narcissistic, because this is what's happened in society. I'm going to use the selfie as an example. And I don't mean anti-selfie, because I've seen my page. I've done plenty of selfies, got over my fear, and, I've just done that. But I'm talking about this culture, right, that it's all me, me, me. Look at my food, look at my new outfit, look at my car, look at myself. I'm going to talk about like Gandhi and take a picture of myself in a bikini, really, because I just want to show off my bikini, and it's got nothing to do with like the actual quote that I posted. You know, that bullshit, right? We've all seen it. This era is coming to an end. This bullshit, fake, narcissistic, shallow, artificial, pretend, distortion, all that stuff that you and I can see right through, right? Doesn't it frustrate you sometimes when you're scrolling through and everybody's like loving it and you can see the fake? You can absolutely see it for yourself, and you're wondering, like, is there anyone else out there that can see what I see, can feel what I feel? There are millions out there that see what you see, that feel and sense and know what you know. So know that you're not alone. know that there are many of us out here, and I think we're going to get louder. I think we're going to get stronger. Um, and I feel that, and I know that what we are doing is creating a very different version of being here on the earth plane, and we're going to go into a very new era. It's going to take time. It won't be overnight. Sorry to say. I know a lot of people are going, oh, 2023 is when the ascension has completed. No, it's going to happen through our lifetime. And that's okay. But it's a process, it's an evolution. And if you're here and you're listening to this message, whenever it reaches you, there's a reason for that. There is a reason for that. And we're here very, very perfectly timed. And every single one of us here who is open and aware of what is happening in the world and wants to expand and wants to shift and wants to connect with their hearts and, your good souls, there's a very, very good reason that you're here. And our missions can look completely different. When I speak of mission, it doesn't mean it has to look like what I do. There are a lot of clients I work with that do similar things to me, but there are a lot of people that also don't. So your mission could be build a business, build a product, launch a service. Your mission could be work in a very 3D system and structure and actually hold and anchor some very powerful energies in there. Your mission could involve creating a family. Your mission could involve connecting with animals. Your mission could involve being in construction work and helping, with the construction of certain building systems. Your mission could be in technology. Your mission could be through the arts, with dancing, writing, singing. Your mission could be in any single area. Your mission could be you are in very ill health and you are in your home most of the time, like I was, and I feel you and I understand that concept. Your mission could be you just being present on the earth plane in the body with the information that you hold, the DNA that you hold. There are so many ways. So I want to share that with you because that's another thing I take a stand for, connecting you into purpose and who you really are as a soul. Right. So that is it. I'm gonna stop. I could talk to you about this for another 5 hours. I'm very lit up about this, but I'm gonna stop there. It's Friday night. So that is it. I'm going to catch a breath. Those are some of the things I'm taking a stand for in this lifetime. And I'll just end by saying that I hope by the end of this lifetime, I am so exhausted and used up mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, practically, that I have done all that I can do and be all of who I can be in this lifetime, so that when I exit this place, I'm just like, I'm happy to go because I've done what I came here to do. And isn't that what any of us just want to feel? So I wish the same for you as well. So thank you for listening. Thank you for receiving this. Feel free to comment here. Feel free to send me a message. My website is here if you want to check out anything of what I do. Basically, everything's on the website. And very, very quickly, just because it's live and I'm going to be talking about it a lot anyway over the next couple of weeks, I have my Coded Clearing 8-week live program starting on the 14th of June. So you can just head to the website and check that out under ways to work with me. And that is it. So I will be hopping on here more frequently because I really love these prompts from this 30 Fearless Day challenge, whatever it's called. So I shall be talking more about things from my heart and from my soul. Because I want to. All right. So thank you for listening and have a great rest of your day. And we'll connect whenever we cross paths. And I send you so much love. All right. I will talk to you at some point very soon.